So you have become an alpha, you have made money, you have gained status, but you're still afflicted with panic attacks and you're just scratching your head. Why is this happening to me? I have a very strong alpha male mindset. Why is anxiety and panic attack happening to me? Why is my mouth always dry? Why do I always hear my racing thoughts? Why do I get this heart palpitation? Well, the thing is, social conditioning goes beyond just making alpha males and beta males in society. Because of social conditioning, people have been conditioned to view this world as separate from themselves. We see this world, we see this universe through our five senses. We perceive this universe through our five senses, and we think everything is separate from us. We think that this is separate from this. But the thing that you must realize, and I realized this when I had a panic attack when I was training to become a doctor in Nepal. I was going to make a lot of money. I already had status, but then I had a panic attack and I just had to study why this is happening to me. And then I started to read all these esoteric spiritual gurus and mentors and books. I studied the spiritual gurus of East. I studied the spiritual leaders of the West who specifically focus on the manifestation aspect of spirituality, like people like Neville Goddard and Joe Dispenza. And what I have realized is not only the social conditioning conditions men in our society to become beta, it also conditions everyone in our society to view this world as a physical universe. But what you must realize and what you will understand after going through a spiritual awakening and after going through a lot of spiritual books and mentors is this universe that you perceive to be so physical in nature is actually immaterial and it is completely spiritual. The universe is completely spiritual and mental. There's only one thing in existence. You have to understand this. There's only one spirit. You can call it God, you can call it cosmic consciousness or source energy, but there's only one thing in existence, and that is that spirit. Everything that you can perceive through your senses or calculate or theorize is a manifestation of that one spirit. You are the manifestation of that one spirit. This is the manifestation of that one spirit. This is the manifestation of that one spirit. Everything that you can see and perceive to be physical is a manifestation of that one spirit. This is the reason why universe is spiritual. And the reason why I say that universe is mental is because if you learn how to write new programs in your subconscious mind, then you can directly communicate with that one spirit and you can manifest any wonderful situations in your life. Because that one spirit has infinite possibilities of every experience. So learn how to write new programs in your subconscious mind and you can manifest the life of your dreams, even freedom from panic attacks. You can create that in your life. The reason why I say that you need to program your subconscious mind is because your mind is divided into two parts: conscious mind, subconscious mind. Conscious mind is responsible for 5% of your life. 95% of your life is directly influenced by subconscious mind. So use your conscious mind to influence your subconscious mind so that you can communicate with that one spirit and manifest the life of your dreams, including freedom from panic attacks. This is the first principle. The second principle is feeling is the secret of creating the life of your dreams. Unless you start to feel the emotions that you desire, unless you start to feel complete and whole and satisfied, nothing that you want will truly manifest in this external reality of yours. Neville Goddard has a whole book about this. Feeling is the secret. So, if you just close your eyes for 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to see that your mind has gotten impressed with a lot of negative feelings. That is the reason why you have become a magnet for crappy situations, for heart palpitations, for not in your neck and stomach, for sweating in your face as soon as you wake up in the morning. That is the reason why you have racing thoughts all the time, because your body has felt, has stored a lot of negative emotions. And as a person who is so involved in this alpha male industry, you have probably been taught to disregard your emotions, to disregard your feelings, to become logical in how you approach your life. But now you have to graduate from that alpha male stuff. Now it's important for you to understand that feeling is actually the secret of creating the life of your dreams. Thoughts are the electrical source that you send to the source energy. This is what I want. You're sending that intention to the source energy. And through your feelings, through the elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, empowerment, you are drawing that experience back to you from that source, from that spirit. So remember these two principles, drill them inside of your head, and you will gain freedom from panic attacks. Now, based on these two principles, there are 3 meditative steps in order to gain complete freedom from panic attacks. Now, I'm going to tell you everything about how to properly do these 3 simple steps. But if you still feel like you cannot do it alone, then I have my Gmail or my Telegram, my WhatsApp, my Viber information in the description box down below or in the pinned comment, and you can message me. I'll provide you one-to-one online coaching. Now, the first step of this 3-step meditation, simple, very simple step meditation process is Yoga Nidra. In my description box down below, there's a link on how to properly do Yoga Nidra. So check that out. Right now, you're watching me on a phone or a tablet or a computer, and you're producing beta waves in your brains. When you do Yoga Nidra meditation, your brain starts to produce slow, coherent, beautiful alpha waves and theta waves. Alpha waves helps your brain to visualize things clearly. It helps your brain to become very creative with its imagination. And when your brain is producing theta waves, the door between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind is wide open. Your conscious mind helps you to imagine things, and your subconscious mind is the deeper mind, is the mind that needs to be changed, is the mind that needs to be impressed with positive mental imagery and feelings so that your life, so that your physical reality will change. And under theta waves, this can happen very easily. When your brain is producing theta waves, you become very suggestible to your own visualization. You will be able to accept your visualization, believe your visualization, and surrender to whatever you have imagined in your visualization as if it is the truth. So the first step is relaxation through Yoga Nidra. Now, the second step is visualizing. Imagine, now you start to imagine that you are already the person that you desire to become, and you're already doing the things that you want to do. So start to imagine that you're a calm, happy, relaxed, joyful, empowered version of yourself. And start to imagine what are the things you're going to do in your world now that you have become this upgraded version of yourself. Are you going to talk to people in a very confident manner without having this thought in your head, oh my God, when am I going to have another panic attack again? Start to visualize that. Start to visualize that you are now going to the places and events that previously used to trigger your panic attacks. And now visualize that you are confidently talking to people with your chest out. You can notice in your visualization that your breathing rate has slowed down. You can imagine that you're taking your pulse rate and it is just 70. It's probably 100 plus right now if you're inflicted with anxiety and panic attacks. Provide all the sensory vividness to your imaginary scenario. Right now, if you're avoiding coffee and stimulating agents because you're inflicted with panic attacks, start to smell the aroma of coffee and drink coffee in your imaginary scenario and say to yourself, oh my God, finally, I have healed my panic attacks and finally I can drink coffee again. Right now, if you're avoiding dating, start to date amazing, romantic, wonderful partner in your visualization. Start to touch their hair, start to kiss them, start to smell their perfume, start to hear them compliment you on how powerful, on how peaceful of a human being you are. Start to say to your friends and family, guys, you do not have to worry about me anymore. I don't go to therapy sessions. I don't buy anxiety medications. I do not have anxiety and panic attacks anymore. I'm completely fine. And start to hear your friends and family say to you, oh my God, you're so peaceful and so relaxed these days. Your outlook on life has completely changed. What's your secret? Maybe start to teach your friends and family about this wonderful secret in your imaginary scenario. Whatever you have imagined in this visualization scenario needs to signify to your subconscious mind that now you have actually upgraded to a different version of yourself. Now you're living a life free from panic attacks. Now everything in your life is wonderful. When you do that and provide all the sensory vividness to your imaginary scenario, your brain starts to lose its distinguishing ability between what an imagined act is and what an experience that you have in this three-dimensional reality is. So start to take advantage of this wonderful property of your brain. Your brain will start to create neural networks that reflect like whatever you have imagined is actually happening to you in real time. How cool is that? Now the third step is mental rehearsal. Start to mentally rehearse this imaginary scenario over and over and over again. With enough mental rehearsal, these neural networks become hard, set, and permanent. And they are going to send a rush of chemicals down your body. These chemicals are going to create feelings in your body. Feelings that are equivalent to whatever you have imagined. You have imagined that you are now a completely upgraded version of yourself who is free from panic attacks and whose life is wonderful. So, of course, you are going to feel the equivalent emotions of joy, gratitude, empowerment, and confidence. We have this stupid idea, especially in Red Pill, that in order to feel joy, in order to feel gratitude, we need to await success or healing or some form of validation from the external reality. But no, when you are creating your life from this wonderful human imagination by understanding these two principles, that the universe is immaterial and feeling is the secret, the first thing that you must do is embrace the emotions of your imagination. When you start to embrace the emotion of your imagination, your healing begins. That is the moment your panic attack will start to disappear. Now, the only thing that you need to get really good at is being able to sustain these elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, empowerment. Because right now, you can just sustain the emotion of anxiety, worries, and concern for no reason. Nothing in your life needs to happen for you to feel this emotion of anxiety. Because what you have done for a very long period of time is practice imagining the worst case scenarios of your life and consciously or unconsciously embrace the emotion of those imaginary scenarios. Now, I have given you the tools, this 3-step tool, to just do the opposite. Start imagining the best possible case of your life and start to embrace the emotion of that imaginary scenario. And I have already told you, and even Neville Goddard, who is a Western spiritual teacher of 20th century, said that feeling is going to breathe life into your imaginary scenario. With these elevated emotions, all your visualization will start to materialize into your three-dimensional experience. How cool is that? But it's not even about giving life to your visualization. You now have a very strong tool to just feel the emotion of gratitude, joy, empowerment, happiness on command without any validation from the external world. Please use this in order to completely change your life. And when you do that, all of your visualization will come to you in a very unexpected manner, because that is the way of your subconscious mind. It is going to give you everything that you have visualized and felt, but it is going to happen in the most unexpected manner. So the only thing that you must do is embrace the emotions of your desired imagination. and you will change your life. You will completely overcome your panic attacks. So, the first thing that you should not do right now after watching this video is give power, give attention to the external circumstances. Because I've already told you that your external circumstance, that your external physical reality is just an extension of your own mind. It's just a maya, it's just an illusion. It's just a projection from your subconscious mind. Your state of mind is bad, your state of subconscious mind is negative. So, of course, you are going to attract all the negative circumstances towards you. So if you start to give attention to external negative circumstance, you are going to impress more negative feelings, more negative mental imagery in your mind, in your deeper mind, in your subconscious mind, and more tragic circumstances will be coming towards you. It's a vicious cycle. You need to break free of this cycle by realizing that all of this external circumstance, all of your external physical reality is a maya, is illusion. It's just a projection from your subconscious mind. So only pay attention to your state of mind. Close your eyes, make your inner experience of thoughts, feelings, mental imagery real, so real that your state of mind starts to elevate, that your state of mind begins to upgrade, that you start to feel happy, joyful, empowered, confident, and grateful simply by using your mind in these 3 meditative steps. So, I have already told you in so many of my videos on how to completely overcome your panic attacks. But if you still feel like you cannot do it alone, then I have my Gmail or my WhatsApp, my Telegram, my Viber, all linked in the description box down below. So message me and then we can get started right away. I will provide you one-to-one online coaching. Remember, sky's the limit once you truly know how to relax, imagine correctly, and feel the emotions of your desired imagination correctly. Right now, if you know anyone in your life who is completely suffering from anxiety, mental health, panic attacks, and who is just destroying his life because of all these red pill teachings, send them this video and save their life. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.